Alright, welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. This is our Malkavain playthrough. There we go. Yep, this is our Malkavain playthrough. Last time we were here, we dealt with a crazy man down there who was cutting people's arms and legs and stuff off. It was, kind of a mess. Alright, so let's get back to what we were doing here. It has been a while. What do we have? We have 1 XP to play with. And we have to get in there and steal the money box. And deal with the thing. The paintings and the ghost man. Alright. Okay, looks like we have 1 person watching. Hello, how are you? Feel free to introduce yourself. Yoink. Yep, this is, of course, the story of the Bible / the Book of Nod in Vampire the Masquerade, or of course, our real-life Bible. Cain, being the first vampire, was cursed by God and archangels, and the curses more or less amount to vampirism, and he is the father of all vampires. So, yeah. So, we have to cut these in the order in which it happened. So, Cain slew Abel. Then, Cain was cursed by God. Then, he met Lilith. And then he spurned Lilith. And now the curse on these paintings is happening. And this is a mean thing. I think I should probably use that. Ow. It hurts, but not as much as I thought it was going to. But it is aggravated damage, though, which is not cool. Alright. Can I hysteria it? Yes, I can hysteria it. I missed. I'm an idiot. I believe I have some blood bag. Yes, I do. It should keep me a little better off. Ow. Oh, this is gonna be close. Okay. Got it. Okay. Cool. Quest complete. Let's get the hell out. Okay. I need to find someone to eat. Should probably put away the axe, too. walking down the streets of Santa Monica with an axe is kind of suspicious.
Hey, hold on a minute there. I'm afraid you are committing a 351. That's trespassing on private property. I'm gonna have to ask that you vacate the premises
Sir?
immediately, or I'm afraid I'll be forced to radio this in.
I will stand here all night, speak to your radio. Your blood runs sweet with jelly pastries. Still, I'm gone.
No problem. I have to deal with this sort of thing all the time, you know. Thank you for your cooperation, Missy. Please leave in a timely manner and have yourself a good night.
My words are as many layered as your belly. Wow, she is cruel to this guy.
I see. You must be one of those, derelict types. Forgot to take your medicine today, huh, did you? Listen, you go over to the homeless shelter a few blocks over, and they'll fix you up with a cheese sandwich and a glass of Kool-Aid.
You're a pay-by-the-minute sentry with a cheap tin crown.
Down the street there. You leave me alone so I can do my job.
I've never seen him follow us. Oh God! Now there's two of them. I was gonna eat one of you, and now you've reproduced. Fucking osmosis. Okay. I don't know. I need someone to eat, please. You're not coming down this way. Damn. I don't want to pay a hooker to eat them. You usually pee on the other side. I could eat you there. My character needs blood. This isn't right. Come on. You need to stop staring at that phone booth. Matrix already has you. Okay, there we go. That's significantly better. Alright, off we go again. Spooky Brews Grand Reopening. Pumpkin Spiced Berry Latte. This music brings me back to the good old turn of the millennium clubbing. I'm old.
You. What were you thinking?
About...
The museum. That was my event. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
Wait.
Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as Tongue was out of the picture, but nothing's changed. I should have expected that you'd succumb to Jeanette's influence like all the others, but how dare you!
I don't know what your lips are saying.
Don't lie to me! Jeanette already confessed she tricked you into doing it. It was probably all Tongue's idea. I'll deal with them later. But that's still no excuse for you ruining my museum.
But I see I brought you the ghostly bauble and old words.
My museum is wrecked! Do you understand? Now, if you'd like to atone, or if you'd like to provide further assurance of your innocence, I have one more task that has to be dealt with.
What new deed is this? Our word bond held no clauses. Free the worm, or I will free your slippery skull from its anchors. What new deed is this?
I made some threats against my sister. Idle threats, involving fire and her impious satin sheets. She took them quite seriously, and is avoiding me. I want to meet with her, and explain that they were said in the heat of the moment. I asked her to meet me at the Surfside Diner, to reconcile. But I'm busy with the club and my other endeavors. I'd like you to go
Did
to the
you
diner
check
and
the
promise her
club
that
in
I
your
don't plan to take
head?
any action against her. Wait for her in the back booth, near the phones.
This is more convoluted than my psyche. I will find her, then we will finish this. Roses for her when they should be stones, dear Baron. Shall I show her a sunrise?
I want to see my sister. Yes, I'll call it off once I've spoken with her myself. Just do what I ask. Tongue. So disgusting. I feel a chill.
Yeah, I need to get this ag damage dealt with before I deal with the craziness in the diner. That's not gonna be good.
Yo, girl, you do that thing yet?
I will seek the Eater of Lives.
Dude, damn! Oh, damn, I was really hoping you had.
Let's see. I need things. Blood heal, definitely. Did I get the quest for Lily yet? Quest log, Santa Monica. Oh, okay. I did get that. I can go and do some of the thin blood stuff while I'm waiting. That is decidedly less dangerous. The diary, okay. And our,
Not today.
our gallery shenanigans have been noticed. And poor Mr. Chunk is, not happy. Don't worry, Mr. Chunk, you'll be fine. You'll get a much better position soon. I know, I have precognition from having played this game about 1,000,000 times.
Who are you? What are you doing back here?
There's an answer to that question, but it's not in my brain.
I think you want the clinic upstairs. Are you sure you're supposed to be here?
I am, but you are not. Prepare for a final sleep, Blackie. I am no longer here. Okay, I felt like I was gonna sneeze. 1969. The morgue. Okay. Silver ring and the Foxy Box's key. Cadavers. Cowbell. Needs more cowbell. Heart failure. Alright. Here we go. Now let's meet our delicious little thin blood lily.
Hunger. I need it. A drop of it on my tongue, sliding down my throat. The hot flash in my brain lining up my body. I can smell it everywhere. Blood.
Blood. Ah, a little lost sickling flower.
Let me go. It's painful, like I'm going to die. It's calling. Never felt like this before. Let me go. I can smell it. I have to have it.
I will free you from this fox's den, little flower.
You don't look well at all. Oh, sweet mother of God!
Oh, sweet mother of God! Welp, that happened.
The heat. It's never been so satisfying. All of it. I drank until I heard his heart stop, and I was sucking on a dry, dead artery. It was euphoric. But I've killed him. I've never killed anyone before. What happened? What came over me?
You wore the mask of the beast.
Beast? What is that? Why couldn't I stop myself? Why did it feel so right?
You are not the darkness you wear.
I tried to steal some blood. I heard they sold it. I was hungry, and I can't hunt in town. They caught me, and I was trapped. Thought I'd never escape, but I killed a man. I have to get out of here.
Are you the beautiful sickling flower?
Flower? My name's Lily, if that's what you mean.
You are the flower that comes before F and G.
E? You know E? How do you know E?
I was following the thin blood and it led me to you.
I tried to tell E about his condition, but he was so furious at me for what I'd made him into, he wouldn't listen. A thin blood, from what I've been told, is a vampire whose blood is weaker than most.
Continue weaving the tale.
Rolf, my sire, told me some vampires consider thin bloods a bad omen and want them destroyed. Rolf wasn't a thin blood, and apparently I am. I don't know why. Rolf abandoned me. His group wouldn't take me in. They said I was a liability.
Vampires
he left me
that get
with so
too
many
far
questions.
from the first one.
And I did the same thing to E,
End
but I didn't want
up,
to leave E.
getting weaker
He
and weaker
forced
and
me out
weaker.
of his life. I should go. I have to get out of here. Maybe out of the city. Soon.
Yep. Once you get down to the 12th generation, basically, there is a 50-50 shot that the vampire you produce is thin blood. And then once you get to 13th generation, whether or not that 13th generation is a thin blood, the next one after them will be thin blood, no matter what. So she is either a 13th or a 14th generation. And E is either 14th or 15th generation. Seek out your thin-blooded lover.
E doesn't hate me anymore?
He misses your dark bloomings.
I'll go see him. Thank you.
The path is as treacherous as love.
Oh, about tonight, what I did? Please, don't tell E. It's not my fault. I couldn't control it. I've never done anything like this before. I'm no killer.
The secret dies here between us. Farewell.
Why'd you have to go and let
Ah,
that
Vandal,
bitch
you
out?
crazy person, you.
There's one less Phil in the world now. Why'd you have to let her go and eat him, huh?
One less Phil.
Now I'll never get to doing that bastard myself. Well, you know what? No blood for you. No more!
Blood from a little flower is blood I cannot drink. Perhaps I can write the next act in this little blood drama. Fairest gold is often the cause of sweet amnesia. Ha 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 ha. Hello, Elminster. How are you? Ha 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 ha. Yes, we stand the Anarch movement here. I am very much one of the Anarchs. My heart beats rebellion. The price of the red nectar you were about to sell me. Yay. Oh, we'll see how it goes. You can never be sure with how Bloodlines ends up. All right, there we go. Hello to everyone who just joined. Welcome. Feel free to follow me. I stream a lot of RPGs. I do a little bit of first-person shooters. And you have a good night, Elminster. So, anyone want to introduce themselves? I don't bite. GTA. Oh god, GTA. I have a long history with GTA. I cannot go into it. But, yeah. It is a thing.
Sorry, glad we're together.
How was your thin-blooded reunion?
His life's been hard on him, both of us, but he forgives me.
I actually didn't know there was a GTA World of Darkness mod.
It should be okay for us to stay out there, as long as we're together.
Yeah, there was some, I believe my NDA with it is expired, but there was some employment with a certain company behind GTA, and yeah. Not gonna go into it just in case my NDA is still in effect. But yeah, I have more information than I ever wanted about that game. But I had no idea there was a World of Darkness mod for it at this point. That's interesting. Look to the letter and the flower. Bye, Lily. Take what is yours from me, please. Let love in the undead. Farewell.
Let's run and never look back.
You brought my Lily back. She
Yep,
told me
I
all
brought
about
your
what
Lily
happened.
back.
I don't know why you helped us, but your blood's worth bottling. I'll never let her go again. Thank you.
Keep your flower pinned next to your
We're
heart.
gonna be getting out of LA soon. Too dangerous here. Rosa told us something big's about to happen, and I don't want to be here when the jack comes out of the box. Take that for what you will.
He has already exited his box, but has not yet scared his children. I am gone.
thin blood. Looks thick enough to me.
See you people there. Say hello. I don't... Well, I bite, but I'm not allowed to bite on stream. That's a no-no. That is a definite no-no. I've got 10 XP now. Let's get a little bit of... Let's get a little bit of melee going for the fight in Foxy Boxes. But yeah, Elminster, you're definitely gonna have to tell me about that World of Darkness GTA thing. I need to hear more about that. The Juan John, Kuei Jin. Excuse me. He is watching. Yep. He has been following me. All right. Bow, good sir. And now we fight. Where are you? Come here. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, cool. Dragon's Breath, and I already have a machete. Okay, cool. Alright. Nothing else fun in here? Anyone else from Elminster's raid want to tell me about that GTA mod? I'm quite curious.
The roots of this city wrap around the Great Worm, and all who live in its stinking mouths love them.
The Doomsayer's on to some things as far as World of Darkness.
Yo, girl, do that thing yet?
The Life Eater has enjoyed his last meal.
Right on, girl, yeah! Hey, I'm sorry again for what happened before. I still haven't heard anything from Bertram, but I'll let him know about how good you did and about how you were cool about everything. And yeah, man.
The Life Eater was a thing of death and shadows.
Bertram said it's like a vampire. Different, you know? It's like what they have in China instead of vampires. He said lots of them are coming to California for some reason, I don't know.
Kuei Jin, or Wan John. Can you tell me where I buy a boomstick, little ghoulie?
As a matter of fact, I can. Go see my man Trip at the pawn shop. He won't sell to just anyone, but tell him you know Knox, and he'll set you right up.
I am somewhere else. I'm not all here. Let's see. Should I try and make Tourette Vormen, or should I leave them separate? I was... Oh, shit! That happened. Well... that happened! That was the thing. What's my humanity? My humanity's 9. Even for that low hunger, it's rare that that would have happened.
Thanks for coming back. What you need?
How much gold for your
All right,
goods?
here's what we got today.
Well, that happened. I don't need that anymore. Cool. Let's check our emails back at the apartment. Get some nice quests here.
Hello, LA. You're a great.
A favor. A sample of werewolf blood has made it into the hands of the local tabloid. Okay.
Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, moo. Who will be the lucky caller? You've got the first shot at Deb tonight. So, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Hi, Deb. This is,
Vigo.
Vigo. So, Vigo, why are you up so late?
I'm working the late shift here at the, yacht club.
Oh, Vigo. He is Isaac's ghoul, for anyone who wasn't aware. His name is Romero, and he spends his nights shooting zombies in the cemetery. He just calls into talk shows because he is bored as shit. We should probably tell Mr. Kilpatrick that his bounty hunter is not in good shape. I found the hunter, but he'll not come back to hunt bounties.
What? Ain't coming back? What do you mean he ain't coming back?
His itchy finger is a crazy trophy.
Man, that's a tough one. Bounty hunter ain't no good without his trigger finger. Well, hell, that really leaves me in hot water, boy. Gonna cost old Arthur real good.
Hi, Deb. This is, Vigo.
Vigo. So, Vigo, why are you up so late?
I'm working the late shift here at the, yacht club.
There we go. That's a little better.
How many boats do you own, Vigo?
How many boats do you own, Vigo? Maybe I can hunt a bounty for you,
I got
Keymaster.
this guy with a sheet a mile long, put in on 3 warrants. His girlfriend put up for the bond, and now he missed the court date. I can't get in touch with either of them. Want a job?
Sing me a song, rotund one. Perhaps my personalities are thinking it over. Oh, God. I need some green for my diggings.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Here you are.
Many thanks, my Jello junkie. About the other little bounty.
Well, it won't be much of a
Wow.
job since you ain't licensed and all, but until I can get me another bounty hunter, I need you to find out if this guy skipped town or what.
You want to see if he still casts a shadow on the Lady of the Sea.
Yeah, no body attachment or nothing. Just find out if he's here or where he went. I'll pay you. Deal?
No bounties will be safe from me. Tonight I go on the hunt.
Great, all right. The guy's name is Mike Durbin. Goes by the name Muddy. His girlfriend put up for his bond. She lives over there above Tripp's pawn shop. Her name is Marion Murrieta, but I haven't been able to get in touch with her.
I may need a bow that fires bullets.
Well, I wouldn't normally tell you this, but since you did help me out, Trip down at the pawn shop. He's a little fried and paranoid, so he don't usually sell guns to anyone. But just tell him old Arthur sent you. He'll set you up all right.
I will visit the maid Marianne.
That's right. Marianne Murrieta. In them crappy places above the pawn shop.
Hey, that's where I live, you asshole.
Where is he going, whatever. But be careful. You're not licensed, and if anything bad goes down, I don't know you. You hear me?
At least one of my selves has heard you.
All right, come back when you got some info.
God,
Thanks in
I
advance.
love Malkavian's lines. They are amazing. I will wander until the words wiggle into my wigwam farewell.
Chicken! What is this?
Sir, take a test for me?
Sure. Seriously, drop these up your ass.
Here, try this one.
Hey. Motherfucking great chicken right there. What is this?
It's friggin' chicken.
This is
It's
cat
friggin'
right.
chicken.
Are you feeding me cat?
Try this.
Holy fuck. That's good. What the fuck is this shit?
9 out of 10 people preferred friggin' chicken over the competition. Why?
Cause that's some good fucking chicken. I mean, friggin' chicken.
Friggin' chicken, you'll swear it's the best you've ever had. You love the talking baby movie, and the talking pig, and even the talking car in that show. You know the one I'm talking about. But now prepare for the most hilarious...
I love the radio in this game. The radio is just amazing.
And all who live in its stinking bowels float themselves on apocalypse nectar.
Float themselves on apocalypse nectar. Alright. Let's head back over to our apartments and get into Marianne's apartment so I can get some XP from the bounty hunter quests.
If you're new to town or just new to this whole radio thing, you're listening to
The Dead of Night.
the only girl who will spend the night with you and me first thing in the morning, guaranteed.
Yoink. I need research skill 3 to use that. I can do that one.
Hey, Mayor, it's Mike. Look, I gotta hit downtown for a few days, maybe longer. If Reno calls, tell him to meet me down there. We got something to discuss, apparently. I'll be at Milton's place in the Skyline Lofts 2A. Sorry, baby. I'll explain everything later.
Why are you up so late?
I'm working late shift here at the
Yacht Club.
How many boats do you own?
Okay. Report back to Arthur. Okay. I need some more blood. I don't want a frenzy on the street again.
Way to the apocalypse! Always room for heathens in the cold and oily pits of the damned!
Here we go.
Hello, LA. You're up way past.
Hello, LA.
Hope you
Hey there, Hats.
comfortable.
I have some dirt on Muddy.
So what'd you find out about Muddy?
The dirty one has deserted the lady.
All right, then. I'll have to call in some bounty hunters to help me find Muddy and a couple of other jumpers. Thanks for all your help.
Let's see. Eeny, meeny,
Thank me in the pictures of presidents.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
I'll have to
Yeah.
remember that one. Thank me in the pictures of presidents. That's good. I am
See
no
you
longer
around,
here.
then. If you ever...
Ego. So,
Your nick is as red as the luscious liquid. Farewell.
dungeon sewage of hell, seeping into the cracks of the future purgatory.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think so either, sir. Let's give this a shot. Why are you afraid of me?
Hey, stop, man! Freeze, motherfucker! Keep going, man.
Alright, I'm going to drink you, sir. There we go. That's better. Yes?
It was a setup. Listen, I know we've had our differences, but you have to trust me. Therese tried to have you killed. I had to lock myself in the bathroom because now she's got a gun and... Please, you have to help me!
Patience, White Mistress. Tell me what troubles you. Need if I have a used saddle. Wow. Holy shit. What troubles
Therese
you?
knew it was you at the gallery all along. She set you up and... Did you hear that? She's crazy. She paid those thieves for a hit. She'll kill anyone who gets in the way of her becoming the top dog of Santa Monica.
I will deal with the Dark Daughter, Ivory Goddess. White Mistress, why did you bind me to these railroad tracks?
Teresa's gonna kill us. Without me, you'll never get out of Santa Monica alive.
Why does the Dark Daughter curse
Hurry!
me?
I don't know how much longer I have.
Here I come to save the day. Let's see. Let's see if I can save them both. Damn Malkavian voices.
You stay out of this. To think anyone would risk their life for this filthy, tainted waste of blood. This will just make it easier to kill both of you. Help! Save me and I'll help you find Bertram. I swear! Shut up, Jeanette. I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me. You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you?
What strange fate twists befall us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with Kine, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say Daddy's
I
little
guess
girl?
I don't have enough
Do you want to know just how
persuasion.
depraved the
Or
Baron
maybe
of
with
Santa
the way
Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're
the
a
dialogue
saint.
was
When you
I
thought
didn't
was
click
asleep,
quite
I
the
used
right
to hear
options.
Father come in at night. I heard him whisper
Yes,
how much
this
he
scene
loved
again,
you in
Ken
your
Pie.
ear before he don't finish that sentence, or you're dead.
I don't think I have the yeah, I don't think I have the dialogue set up correctly, and I don't have enough persuasion, so it's gonna have to be one or the other. Please continue, Ivory Goddess.
Had his way with you, and he didn't have to force you. You went limp and became his plaything. Do you think I didn't hear it? Night after night? Always the obedient daughter until... Shut up! Just shut up!
Go on, Ivory Princess.
That's right,
Stop
Jeanette.
it, Ivory Princess.
No one wants to hear your lies. I was the good
Those
girl.
voices
You were the wicked
doing
one.
their
And
voicey
despite that,
things.
I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me. Taken care of me. You've done nothing but keep me down. Blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten.
Does the Dark Daughter speak truth, White Mistress?
She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you.
You were a sticky little thorn from the beginning, White Daughter. Yes, the Dark One called down the Reaper on me.
As I said, to trust Jeanette is to trust a famished jackal not to eat you while you sleep.
The
Therese will
voices
never
in
let
my
you
head
live.
just die.
You disappointed her. I used you, yes, but I didn't try to have you killed. Therese has no problem with killing, do you? Remember, Father? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me.
The robes,
You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him.
What of Yanis, White Mistress? What of Yanis, Dark Daughter? Yep, someone is dying tonight.
I was always good to Father, but Jeanette made him miserable. Over the years, it all became too much for him. I think she broke his heart, so he killed himself right in our room. Killed himself? Therese, you placed his finger on the trigger once you blew his mind all over the silly clown wallpaper. Right after he found me in your bed and thought I was you. He was always angry at you. You drove him to drink. When he died, he was in torment. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face.
I don't believe your hollow words, White Daughter. A dark deed for the Dark Daughter, not to believed.
As you shouldn't. I'm afraid, sister, I must write your ending in this family saga. And I want you to know I do so with great anguish and disappointment. I had such hopes that you'd change for the better with my guidance. But so, sweet sister, is this how it has to end? I admit I always knew this
Hello,
night
Admiral
might come.
Nemo. Welcome.
Well, any message you want me to give Father? An apology? A love letter?
Make it so. The white must come to an end, Dark Daughter. Grab the boomstick, Ivory Princess! Give me the boomstick. Give me the boomstick.
I should turn this on you next, but I won't. Without Jeanette's assistance. Tongue, you're no threat. I'll call off the feud if that will get you out of my city.
This is acceptable.
Tongue's hiding out in an abandoned oil tank at the old gas station. I'll tell him that one condition of a truce is that he help you. Our business then is finally complete. What you witnessed here, not a word to anyone.
I understand. I am gone. Only the ghost of the White Princess will know I am gone.
Do try to stay cautious. I'd hate to see one so
The
promising
laughy
meet an end because
voices.
of wayward trust in another. I may have need of someone like you in a few years, if you're still around.
I'll remember that. Goodbye, Dark Daughter. What is that? Is that a little kitty emote, Mimo?
Bustling robes of the Reaper.
Like I said, the lore of Vampire the Masquerade as a whole doesn't confirm whether there were indeed 2 of them, or if it was an alter the whole time. So yeah, we're not sure. All we do know is canonically, no matter how your character, the fledgling, decided to handle this, they revert back to the same way they were in a couple of years. Well, they're both blonde. There was the Dark Daughter, which is her, and there was the White Princess, which was her sister, who is basically her, but in club wear and a mini skirt and pigtails and stuff like that. Since they shared the same body. They come from a clan of vampires called the Malkavians, which all have some sort of mental derangements. Specifically, hers is dissociative identity disorder. And, yeah. She may have had a real-life sister at some point that died along the way through some circumstances. Maybe due to the sexual abuse that... Voices, stop it.
Be too pleased.
Yeah, I'm playing a Malkavian too, so my character has their own set of problems. But yeah, we don't know if the one daughter ever existed or not. Maybe this one did exist and died during the sexual abuse or something like that. Or maybe Jeanette, the other one, was created entirely as a means of escaping the abuse. It could. It's all good. But yeah, yeah. It's possible that the second sister might never have existed in the first place. And, yeah, it was just an escapism. And then when she killed her father, we know she was taken to a mental institution at that point. And was eventually embraced by a Malkavian named Jason. Jason something. I can't remember his last name. But Jason was really powerful. Jason was a sixth gen. No, Jason was 5th gen, which makes her 6th gen. But yeah, the becoming a Malkavian vampire brought out her dissociative identity disorder even more, and created the second sister here as a more active part of her life, and they ended up against each other and didn't know it. But you can obviously interfere in their lives here and either have them confront each other and make one of the two the dominant for a time, or you can have them form a truce and create a semi-merged personality where they're both active at the same time. And yeah, that's a thing. But no matter what you do here, lore-wise, within the overarching lore of the game, your actions do not technically matter, as she will just turn back into the way she was. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, the basic lore of the game is vampires and the supernatural are real and all exist in the modern nights. That's where World of Darkness has Vampire the Masquerade, they have Werewolf the Apocalypse, they have Mummy the Returned, Wraith the Oblivion, and all these different book properties. You can play one of the different supernaturals, and they are all compatible with one another, so you can have a game where you have some players playing vampires, some players playing a mage, some players playing mummies, werewolves, etc., etc. But as far as Vampire the Masquerade, the basic premise is the biblical Cain, as in Cain and Abel, was the first vampire. And when he was cursed by God and 3 archangels, and all of the curses that were placed upon him amounted to vampirism. He could never bask in the light of God, so he couldn't go out in the sunlight. He would fear the fire which burned bright inside of him. That's the fear of fire. He would always thirst for the blood that he took from his brother. I can't remember the last curse. My brain. But all of it basically amounted to vampirism. And eventually Cain met Lilith, who was also cursed by God in similar fashion, technically making her the first vampire. She had been cast out of the Garden of Eden for a long time at that point. But she took in Cain and taught him how to deal with his curse. And Cain eventually decided to spread his curse and created... Lore gets a little hazy at this point, depending on who's writing the story, but he took between 3 and 7 people and turned them into vampires. And those became the second generation of vampires. And they ruled the city of Enoch together up until the flood, the biblical flood. Whenever I had the setting come up, it's always been a time when I've been moderating 5,000 viewers, so actually paying attention to the entertainment talent has been secondary. Yeah. It's definitely a thing. You can always, hit me up on Messenger if you want some lore about it. I've been, doing storytelling or dungeon mastering, for a more D&D term, for Vampire the Masquerade for a long time. Dungeons and Dragons too. But yeah. But yeah, the those between 3 and 6 vampires ended up taking 13 more people to turn into the original founders of the 13 vampire clans. And all the vampire clans end up, being descended from one of those 13. Technically, in Modern Nights, you can say it's 14. 15 if you count Thin Bloods. Well, it's not exponential, because once you get too far from Cain, the blood becomes too thin, and a vampire can no longer call themselves a member of one of the clans. And the reason I say 14 is because at some point, one of the original 13 vampires was what's in universe called Diablerized. Another vampire drank him dry, absorbed his power, usurped his place among the original 13, and founded their own clan in place of that original clan. There are still survivors from the original clan. That clan would be the Salubri. But Tremere usurped and replaced the Salubri. But yeah, once a vampire gets so 12th generation, 12 steps away from Cain, is the last one where you're guaranteed to be a vampire. A full vampire. Once you hit 12 and you try to make a vampire, you roll a die, basically, on that roll. And it's 50-50 on whether or not the vampire is a 13th gen of the clan with full vampire powers, or a thin blood, which doesn't have any powers of specific clan and is much more alive than other vampires. Some of them can walk in the day, some of them can still eat food, some of them still have a pulse, and yeah, the 14th generation is always going to be thin bloods. 15th generation, you're starting to get into, you're rolling a die on whether or not they're even going to wake up after an attempted vampiric embrace. 16th, you are getting even worse dice rolls on whether or not they're going to wake up. And 17th so far seems to be the last generation. No 17th generation has ever been able to embrace. But interestingly, some of the 16th and 17th generation have been able to bear children, or, some men have been able to get women pregnant, and some women vampires have been able to get pregnant, women thin bloods. So, the blood is getting very, very thin by the modern knights. Most vampires that have been made during the 20th century, as in game terms, are like 12th and 13th generation vampires, with some of the more rabbit-like reproducers going way down the line into the thin blood territories. There are efforts to try to keep track of, who can make thin bloods, and, you're not allowed to make vampires at all kind of stuff. But a lot of it is difficult to tell unless you allow embraces. A lot of vampire domains, the leader is just like, nope, we're only doing this with my permission. In, first edition of the game, that's how we actually had Dampiers. But second, third, and fourth, and fifth edition, they removed that. And they are just humans with a slightly higher propensity for, ESP and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of the proper, Dampier stuff was already in Thin Bloods anyway, so they ended up just, ditching it in favor of the Thin Bloods. A mix of the Thin Bloods and the Ghouls. Ghouls are humans that have been fed vampire blood. They gain immortality and fast healing, and they gain a couple of low-level vampire powers. And here's a Nosferatu.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, did you, sweetheart?
It festered in your brain that I looked for you.
I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted. Oh, so you're who I'm waiting on. Someone must have faith in you, Cupcake. That, or they want you out of the picture. Interesting choice either way.
They probably want me out of the picture. Nasty dude.
Nasty dude? Hey, I may not be a looker, kid, but you better start showing some respect. 'Cause I could squash you like a freaking bug if my panties get all bunched up. You got it?
No, your nastiness was shown to me by the little golden ghoul.
Oh shit, I'm Malkavian. And you ran into Nox too? You guys must have had quite a conversation. Not a working brain cell between the two of you.
Not a working brain cell. Bertram Tongue, the nasty dude.
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
Canonical crossdresser. Maybe. Then you know more than I do.
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is
also, vampires' words for themselves is kindred.
How interesting.
And survive I did.
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
I seek a strange house of wares, oh nasty dude.
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
Secret, sorrow, and sickness. Tell me of the Sabbat.
The Sabbat? Jeez, you are green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly.
What of the hapless humans?
As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers.
So, shovelheads is a term for Sabbat vampires. A common... Yeah, Sabbat are crazy. But a common embrace tactic for the Sabbat is they will grab a bunch of people, they will turn them into vampires and slap them over the head with a shovel and bury them alive and then have them dig their way out. So they're frenzied, they're hungry, and then they just point them at a target and watch them destroy things. The Sabbat call themselves Cainites, after Cain. Kine is the vampire word for humans. Kindred and Kine. Elgunish webcomic. Immortals who have offspring with humans end up having bloodlines that have magical talents. Magic can be learned by potentially anyone in that universe, but it's much harder for normal folks than people who have talents. That's more along the lines of Changeling the Dreaming. That's the game that lets you play as fairies and fae creatures, stuff like that. Only they called them houses in Changeling the Dreaming. Do they know of their dark masters?
Yeah. The Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the Masquerade.
Can you bring me there with shoes of air and feathers?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
My pockets desire things they do not have.
Alright, I guess. Come back when you're ready to go. But don't be too long, fledgling. This isn't really something we planned around your schedule.
I am no longer here. Let's see. Gotta get the werewolf blood, that's right. Let's get some obfuscate. Yes.
Streets, walk, lead to the spinal columns of the great beast's hall.
But yeah, the World of Darkness and Dungeons and Dragons in general are like my two favorite tabletop RPGs. They're just, I don't know, there's just something that tickles my my little goth heart about Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness in general. It's fun. What? Why is that kicking me off? There we go. I know there's got to be rules for when players want to get their peanut butter in their chocolate. Wait, what? What does that mean? Vampires can't eat peanut butter. Yeah, if you're talking about sex, that's a very different thing. Vampires usually, for the most part, except... Oh, what if you vampirize a werewolf? So technically you can embrace a werewolf, but the vampirism overrides someone being a werewolf. So, werewolves in the universe are born werewolves. Werewolves tend to live relatively isolated from everyone out in the woods. They're very much hermits. And they interbreed within their own clans quite a lot. And not everyone born to werewolf families will turn into a full werewolf. The people who don't have the power to transform are called the kinfolk. Thing in the Thing games, yes. So yeah, you, being werewolf is inherited, and you're not guaranteed to be a werewolf whenever you are born of werewolves. When you start going through puberty, like somewhere between the ages of 12 and 16, someone will go through their first transformation. And if they don't go through it by then, they are kinfolk. They are just humans. They carry the werewolf genes and can potentially make werewolf children. But it is not, not guaranteed. Now, if a vampire were to take someone who is a werewolf or kinfolk even, they can embrace them and turn them into a vampire, but it will override the werewolfism, the lycanthropy. But the way werewolves believe, a lot of their religion it's very much pagan style beliefs, mother, maiden, crone kind of stuff, except they worship the Trinity as the Weaver, the Wild, and the Worm. The Weaver represents the creation of the world. The Wild represents the world's ability to change as time goes on its own without intervention. And the Worm represents destruction. The werewolves fight against the Worm. They see vampires as agents of the Worm. And a lot of times when someone is embraced by a vampire, a werewolf is embraced by a vampire, they end up just committing suicide because they have become that which they hate the most. They go out and just experience the sunlight. Vampires, they walk without rhythm. Easy there, Paul. But vampires can embrace changelings, and they can embrace fae folk. That's a whole nother can of worms. And the rules for that are incredibly complicated and ridiculous, and you have to cross-reference Changeling the Dreaming and Vampire the Masquerade in ridiculous numbers to get that going correctly. It is better not to deal with that. But as far as other things, like if we go into, say, like Wraith the Oblivion, you're playing a ghost. You can't be turned into a vampire at that point. You're a ghost. However, technically, a ghost could have at one point been a vampire in life. Technically. So, that's an interesting little tidbit you could come up for playing ghost characters. You can't embrace a mummy either, and a vampire can't be turned into a mummy. There's some magic going on behind what makes mummies, which, you have to have a living person in order to perform the spell of life and create a proper mummy. If you have if you have the corrupted spell of life, then there's a different thing. There's two groups of mummies in the book, and that's a big hullabaloo of things. I see I've got more people in. Hello, welcome. Welcome to my lore dump on World of Darkness, apparently. So yeah, that's a thing now. I don't mind. But yeah, I'm gonna... Let's see. Then there's the Wanjian, or the Kuei-jin. They were the vampires of Asia. And they took a lot of the legends of, like, Asian energy vampires and stuff like that and spun them off into their own book, where they have, like, their yin and yang kind of balance thing going on. And they tend not to drink blood. They do, like, the energy vampire thing, where they can just, like, drain the life force from you and you, like, grow older and stuff like that. It basically amounts to either can't be done or it's complicated and few DMs want to dive in. Pretty much. Just wait until we get into the insanity that is Promethean the Created. That's when you get into created life forms. That's when you get into like Frankenstein or Dorian Gray or Galatée, when you've created something from nothing and brought that to life. That gets you like Frankenstein, Dorian Gray, the man who came to life from his painting, Galatée, the statue that came to life in Greek mythology, stuff like that. That gets really complicated. But the most complicated game of them all is Mage: The Awakening. I have the rulebook for that back there on my shelf. The Mage rulebook is 5 inches thick. It is insane. There are so many different rules and rules for rules. Because of the nature of the magic in that game, there's no like set spells. Like a lot of it is, you know, if you have like 1 point in a certain school of magic, it can affect this much. If you have 5 points, you can affect things on a more global scale, stuff like that. And a lot of it is players using their own imaginations to try to combine these various schools of magic together and create various effects. It's absolutely insane. And there are so many rules working in play on how to govern this and actually have a functional game that's not just I create Doomsday spell and win. However, interestingly enough, it is the only rulebook I know where it is technically possible for a player to combine magic in the right way and within rules attack the storyteller. Yeah, this will keep you awake trying to work it out. It's insane. But in theory, something I would allow if in a mage game would be if someone got enough points in all the specific schools of magic that would work for this. I would allow them, if they wanted to, fight me as the storyteller within the rules of the game. And then if they win, they can usurp me as storyteller. Then it's your problem, and I'm gonna go be a player, and then I will be your problem. Imagine how much of a problem I can be when I know how to do this. Do you really want me to be your player if I know within the rules how you can fight the storyteller? I want to get back up. No. And go invisible again. Okay. What are you doing, sir? Are you just gonna stand there and make my life hard? Okay, good. He's moving. In all fairness, though, I have nothing wrong if I have no problems if people want to DM. I am quite often the DM in games, and I am very much a forever DM. If people want to play, if people want to DM, I fully welcome it. Okay. Yoink, werewolf blood. Sir. But yeah, I can be a difficult player, or I can be the best player at your table. And normally I am the best player at your table. I don't cause trouble. And I am very kind to everyone. Yeah, I leave a lot of story hooks in my storytelling. I leave a lot of little tidbits for people to have fun with. I think I'm gonna eat this man. What did you do in your campaign? Oh, crap, he saw me. Out of here. You can't find me. I'm in sewers. Where is a delicious little rat McNugget? There's a delicious little rat McNugget. Ah, another little rat McNugget. And another rat McNugget. You don't see me, I didn't do anything wrong. I put the werewolf blood in the mailbox and someone will come and pick it up soon.
Caller, you've got the first shot at
No more emails for the moment. Okay.
So,
There we go. Variety of things. It was Acquisitions Inc. based. Highlights include fighting an almost dead purple worm in our first mission, helping a bog witch with a crocodile problem, rebuilding a failed outpost of AQ Inc., and then things got interesting. Interesting. What else did we have? Mailed the werewolf blood to LaCroix. Yeah, I should head to the Santa Monica Pier, see if it'll let me take a look at the murder scene this time. Alright, will you let me see the murders? The famous Santa Monica Pier. Looking rather underwhelming here in this 2004 video game glory. And it's still not letting me examine that. Okay. I'm supposed to get a quest update from that, but I guess it's a little glitched. We got a little bit of jank going on. Oh god. Step up to the great King Neptune to hear your fortune. What? No cookie. Oh, big deal. Anybody could do this guy's job. Okay, we're getting into some Malkavian stuff now. Because Malkavians... oh, big deal. Anybody could do this guy's job. Follow your path to find old, wiser demons that have slipped away from their hub. My path, there are no lines, only spirals. Never mind that. Follow your path to the jungle of concrete squares and find the smiling demon in the sky. He will point you the way to go. You must fulfill your destiny, whatever it happens to be. Aren't you supposed to clear that up for me? I'd like to talk to your supervisor. I shall find your sinful messenger and wrangle him from the sky with the wrath of 1,000 angry gods. An ancient dwarven fortress under a mountain was overrun by Duergar, led by a black dragon named Broaxia, which killed her in front of her followers, and I used a catapult to launch her head into the chest of their leader. He had a meltdown over being hit by the head of his god. That is definitely meltdown worthy, I think. I'd like to talk to your supervisor. I've been the victim of so many I'd like to talk to your supervisors over the years. I'm going to talk to this fortune teller's supervisor. Oh, there's a quest for that? King Neptune has told you to seek your path, your destiny in the jungle of concrete squares by finding the smiling demon in the sky. Okay. I've never had this quest before. This is interesting.
This is a closed crime scene.
Your lunch. He just died immediately? What? We did security for the bar mitzvah of a young beholder. That was fun. I didn't know beholders had bar mitzvahs.
There's nothing I can do. I'm damned.
Sorrow will be your companion.
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
Easy, easy. Don't want no.
You don't want no trouble. Alright, I guess we are off to the Sabbat warehouse now. Got something on my mouse pad. I can feel it under the mouse whenever I am moving it. There we go. That's better. This way. All right. Off we go.
You ready to go?
Lead on, nasty dude. The largest sect of vampires in existence, the Camarilla. Yep. Abandoned warehouse. Well. In Adventures in the Feywilds, we rooted out a cult by using their dragon to fry their leader, and then recruited the rest of them into acting since they were just in it for the money and not the religion stuff. That definitely works. Just trying to figure out what that white thing is. It's not someone drawing a dick on there, it's... I can't figure out what that is.
Yo, what the fuck is going on here tonight? Marcus is all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about
Invisible,
tonight?
you
I don't know.
can't see
Marcus
me.
is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe you heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking caps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Invisibility is way overpowered in anything in World of Darkness.
course, to do your goddamn job right, or I'll bury you in the
Final
desert and find someone who
adventure
can.
was
Won't
corporate
happen again.
espionage.
Try
We
out
ended
check
up
the shipment.
using documancy to change the founding documents of our competition so that they were now and always been a subsidiary of our company. Documancy.
I can pick it up.
No. No one's going anywhere while we're sitting on this shit.
But there's no vending machine in that.
How about I put a bullet in your gut? That fill you up? Huh, you goddamn Mongo-looking bastard?
Oh boss, no,
We ain't eating all night, y'all, boss. He didn't mean anything by it.
I just said.
Sorry, boss. No.
What is he doing?
You said no one's leaving. Well, we got this stuff here.
I swear to God, one of you mouths off again, I'm going to pull out your tongue and out to your thick, shit-filled skulls. Now, I gotta call my woman real quick, so keep your mouth shut, your eyes out, and your hands away from your pockets. Yo, baby.
Freeze!
Not tonight. Hey, shut up and deal with it. I don't care.
Hey, stop, man!
You do that. You touch my bike, I'll break my foot up in your ass when I get home. You testing me? I
Wow.
don't care if the kid's in the room. I don't even know she's mine. Don't you raise your voice to me, woman. Listen, bitch. That's just the way it is. Deal with it.
This person really has some serious problems.
End of conversation. End of conversation. Bitch.
This is a lot of explosives. Who's there? Nobody. Just your friendly neighborhood ghost. Oh, they saw me. Difficulty 4, I can solve that real quick. Strokes were based on fixing up the Dwarven Fortress to be an Arc Inc. division, and also home for the dragon and the beholder we befriended. That works. I've never known a beholder to actually make friends with a party. That is a very generous DM to give you all a beholder. Arming the explosive. And away we go. You don't see me. You don't see me. Oh God, I love invisibility. Is this gonna let me skip the little mini boss in this room or not? Nope, it's not gonna let me skip the mini boss. There we go, problem solved. Why are you guys afraid? Y'all shouldn't know anything's happening. You saw me, but you didn't see me plant the bomb.
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
Werewolf! Nah, he's not really a werewolf. It wasn't me. It was my evil twin. Didn't you see the goatee? Explosions always remind me of my childhood. I like to blow things up. Have you ever been exploded? Oh, Malkavian lines are gold. Werewolf!
Not experienced much in the creatures of the night, are you? For future reference, you might keep in mind that werewolves aren't in the habit of introducing themselves.
Zelda was quite a character. She was atypical, to say the least. She accidentally summoned a nascent god to her bar mitzvah, though. Her bat mitzvah, though. She's, let's say, friendly but not tame, if I can put it that way. Oh, God. Are you the big bad wolf?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you, per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons.
Oh, different.
So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
I see dead people. The Baron's sister is herself, 2 minds, 1 face. Strange? No. On the beach, their blood was thinner than water. I see dead people. I see dead people.
Ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets.
On the beach, their blood was thinner than water.
Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred. Hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
So this guy, for reference, is definitely not a werewolf. His name is Beckett, Cuthbert Beckett, and he is a gangrel. They are a clan of vampires that can shapeshift into animals, and they can communicate with vampires. They are descended from the 3rd generation vampire called Anoia. She was a daughter of Lilith, Lilith and Adam. And she was abandoned during the whole kerfuffle between God and Lilith and Adam for not wanting to, be subservient. And wanting to be equal to her husband. And, She was eventually embraced by one of the second-generation vampires, became the founder of Clan Gangrel of the third generation, and spread her unique gifts of the vampire blood along their lines. And Mr. Beckett here is a 7th-generation vampire, so he is 7 steps removed from Cain, 4 steps removed from Anoia. Well, Beckett here was born in the 1500s, so there's a good reason for him to have such an old-timey name. The Baron's sister is herself 2 minds, 1 face.
Something to look forward to, eh?
All I care to share.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again.
We shall,
or never
I'm certain,
again.
meet again.
Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Goodbye, Wolf. Yeah, good old Cuthbert there was abandoned by his sire, and he was actually adopted by a Malkavian vampire who happened to be Aristotle. Yes, Aristotle in this universe was actually a vampire. And one of the crazy vampires at that.
Nice work, Cupcake. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed-off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight.
Do you know of Beckett, the noble savage?
Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why?
We traded words.
No kidding. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition.
I seek to pull questions from your bubbling dome. You are truly nasty-licious. Farewell.
You better get back downtown. Prince LaCroix's gonna want to hear all about this victory.
People who live a long time, I think of good omens. You've got people who stick with the same name the whole time, and people like Crowley who modify your name every couple of centuries to keep with the times. That happens a lot here. Generally, among their own kind, they will go along with the names that they have used for centuries, like vampires in particular. Mages who are especially long-lived, some mummies who are very, very long-lived. When they're talking with each other, they'll tend to use their original names, but to the world, they have an identity that they shed every 30, 40 years or so, and pick up a new one. Like, one of the games I played, I had a vampire who was over 380 years old, and she had, she went by Katrina, but, among her peers, but, she had a very wide variety of names that she could use in different countries to keep up appearances and such. So yeah. it's just a thing that she had to do to keep up the masquerade, because she couldn't have been Marquess Katharina Moreau, 37th in line for the French throne, Marquess of Marseille for 380 years. I mean, she watched the peasants revolt in France. She watched the guillotines come down. She can't still be around. That's impossible. That chug makes me nervous. Time to save.
If you're new to town or just
Okay, cool.
You're
6. Nicely done. Your assistance was much appreciated. Please find your payment in the mailbox if you haven't already done so. The White King moves to protect his pawn.
Hi, Deb.
Money clip and money envelope. There we go. Yeah, it gets especially crazy if there's, if your vampire's a public figure. Like another one I played, Cassandra, she wasn't as old, she was about 130, but she was a public figure. She was a famous lounge singer, and she ran a hotel, and was the daughter of a business mogul kind of person. And yeah, she was on her third identity in that game that I played her in, and that was pretty fun. She cultivated a little herd of fans that she liked to feed from. She had to feed from her groupies. She couldn't feed from just anyone. And they also had to be a little drunk. She had very specific feeding restrictions.
Where to?
Not here. But she was a fun character. Like, every time we did a feeding scene for her, it was always up there doing the lounge singing. And she would use her powers to enthrall the entire crowd, which always ensured she got rave reviews and getting all kinds of money and resources rolling in. Could always do what Crowley did. The new identity is the child of the previous identity. You look just like your father. Yeah, I get that a lot. That is actually what Cassandra did. She was... you know, she was first her, then she was her daughter, then she was her granddaughter, then her great-granddaughter. But she was fun. I did a lot of manipulation kind of stuff for her. She was interesting. Like, when it came to, you know, playing her outside of her cover identity, her lounge singer, and her moneymaker side of things, she would try to get her way out of combat, but if she couldn't, she was actually quite capable. She was extremely strong, and she possessed ridiculous fortitude. She was a tanky kind of vampire. She could do stuff like a car could come and try and run her over, and then she could just like take it in her shoulder and flip it straight over her head and like destroy the car kind of stuff. And she did. She was always dressed very fancy. Like, her outfits cost more than what I make in a year, kind of stuff. She was just fun to play. Very low humanity. She liked to torture people a lot. At one point, probably. Like I said, she kind of settled into, like, the 1950s lounge singer kind of persona, even into, 2000 and 2000 and whatever. And she kept that going for longer than what she technically should have. Did you lose focus, camera? Come on. There we go. But yeah, I liked playing her. She was very power hungry. She was plotting quite a lot to try and become the prince of her city. She wanted to lead all of the vampires in the Camarilla. And for anyone who knows Vampire the Masquerade, she was a Ventrue. So things are starting to make sense. She could have only been a Ventrue or a Toreador, no one else. And for a lot of the performance stuff, most people are going to think that's got to be a Toreador. But I made it a little different. Went for Ventrue and leaned into the Ventrue social aspect over their domineering aspect. Still lounge singers today. Less common, but not unheard of. Yeah, I know. And that's part of why it still worked. Like I said, she had her really fancy hotel where she was always the main attraction. She would do her singing up there in the spotlight with the sparkly sequined dress, with a piano there, and she would like lay on the piano and seduce the audience using her vampiric powers. And she had her own mansion, and she had her little army of ghoul humans, people who she gave her blood, and they became immortal, and they could heal quickly, and they gained some vampire powers that she possessed. So she was never without bodyguards. She's too important to go without people, darling. But yes, yeah, she was fun. The natural place for a lounge singer vampire would be Vegas. Never have to leave the building, so never have to worry about the sun. Well, when it comes to the sun, actually, a vampire doesn't have to see the sun, and it takes an effort of extreme willpower to stay awake once the sun has risen. Most vampires aren't capable of fighting the day sleep for very long. Which is fine. That's perfectly fine. So, yeah, they definitely have to make sure they are settled in somewhere safe when daytime comes around, with a few exceptions. There are some blood magic spells that certain clans of vampires have, which will allow them to stay awake during the day. But there will be a cost in the fact that they would not be able to heal anything overnight if they had taken damage. They wouldn't be able to regenerate their willpower, stuff like that. Generally, a vampire only does that if they really need to be seen or really have something to do during the day, or if there is some sort of impending danger that they know about and they'll need to stay awake. But the rules of the sun apply. They have to stay out of the sun. Sun is bad. That is something that was technically never addressed as far as I know, with like polar regions during the winter where it can be night for several months.
Drain it. Let's take it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Lick.
Uh-oh, the Sabbat are coming at me. As far as games I've played in and the way I handle it,
I want its teeth.
in the unlikely event that we have ended up that far north or south during that time of year, we actually allow the 24/7 awake during those cycles.
Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's 3 of us, Rodriguez.
Yeah. 3 of us.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
Grenade.
This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you. Good effort. Execution needs a little work. You look like shit. Name's Nines.
I was about to destroy them! What happened to 1 through 8?
Same thing that happens to a lot of anarchs, Malk. But you already know that somehow, don't you? Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the burbs.
I was about to destroy them.
Want me to go get them?
Get who?
That's what I thought. Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story.
I like stories.
This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
Armando Rodriguez, a.k.a. Nines Rodriguez. He is one of the leaders of the Second Anarch Revolt, along with Jeremy McNeil, Salvador Garcia, Therese Vorman, who we met, and Isaac Abrams, who we will meet. And I believe there was 1 or 2 more that I can't remember their names off the top of my head. But they led the Second Anarch Revolt.
What?
And what that was is there... Oh, God, the gargoyle's talking to me. Okay. Oh, hell, Bob. Hey, Bob. Bob, you gotta look at this one. This one looks like it hasn't seen the sun in years. Hell, Bob, it even... Why is fighting going on in the street? This game is insane. It's even looking at me like it can hear this. Haha, oh man, Bob's gonna love with this one. I can hear you, imagine that. Oh man, I've been watching this corner for as long as I can remember, but now I've seen it all. One of your kind that can talk. What brings you around this corner, little one? Are you the smiling demon in the sky? Oh yeah, I guess I've been called that before. Who told you that? Was it Ringo? Or what was he calling himself these days? Bob, what was Ringo going by these days? Oh yeah, that's right, King Neptune the Great, is it? Ha, oh man, that guy's a riot. Takes himself way too seriously, though. My destiny waits to be fulfilled. Can you help me find my path, Laughing One? Or will you ramble on until sunrise comes? What? I don't know anything about any paths. I've been stuck on this pillar my whole life. Do I look like the kind of guy that knows his way around? What do you... You know who you need to talk to? My friend Pat Brilla found his way to the City of Stars and has been living it up ever since. Now that guy knows his way around. I shall try to catch your friend, the falling star, wherever it is he has landed. Okay. Why is there shooting? Pulling out the gun reminded me of El Gunashaib again. One of the bad guys was being stealthy. Fancy magic, fire and noise, all outdone by humanity's toys. Pulls his gun and shoots. Yes, Nines Rodriguez, Armando Rodriguez. Got his name because he is, quote-unquote, strapped to the nines. This is a Malk thing that I knew nothing about.
Well, if it ain't the talk of the town, poster child for Camarilla benevolence. What does the prince have his little bitch doing today?
The jester plays his little games and sends his little pawn before him.
Jester? What the hell did you say? You're Malkavain, right? You're doubly stupid. Crazy as hell and the prince's bitch. Little pawn, you say?
I seek the name of numbers.
Man, I hate talking name with numbers. Nines Rodriguez, right? He's upstairs. But watch yourself. You don't take kindly to Camarilla spies around here.
You're a two-headed dog on the shores of a poisoned sea. Farewell.
Well, looky who made it back in one piece. Out in Santa Monica, kiddo.
Sights I was not there to see. The lady was sad and beautiful. I followed a bloody road I was set upon. What do you seek, demon?
Whoa. Slow down there, kid. You're not reporting for duty here, so loosen up, okay? We're just chatting. Comprende?
At least one of my personalities understands you.
So, how was Santa Monica?
Sights I was not there to see.
I can't imagine you did. Probably too busy getting pushed around by every vampire with a week of seniority over you, am I right?
That is generally how it tends to go in Vampire the Masquerade. You will get pushed around by every vampire with even a week of seniority over you. Right as a red rain.
That's usually the way the story goes. Same old bullshit politics from when you were alive, huh? Don't it make you just want to rip somebody's spine out? What? You saying that's just me?
Nine swooped in like a death on demon's wings.
Yeah, not a moment too soon, huh? He said you guys let those Sabat go, too. Nines must be getting soft. How could you pass up that kind of fun?
Hello, peoples who are in here. You can introduce yourselves. I bite, but I won't bite my viewers, so you don't have to worry about it. Why does Nines keep saving this little fly?
Well, he was left sireless, too. I don't know, maybe that's it. Well, he's got a thing for the little guy.
How did the Sabat find my shadow?
Someone must have put a word out. Now, here's an interesting little scenario. I'm just gonna run this by you, see what you think. What if the prince got the word out to the Sabat that you were the one to blow up their warehouse?
Is that the terrible truth?
Hey, it's just a theory, man, but who else is gonna be watching you so closely? Knowing where you're going and all that.
Would the jester dance such a jig with the Sabat?
I'm not saying he's working with the Sabat. I know he ain't. But he sure as hell could have put the word out there on the street where the Sabbat would pick up on it. Just chew on that.
Oppressive, this news, but probable.
That's how the Camarilla works, kiddo, trust me. I've been dealing with these slimy shits for a few centuries now.
Such politics are dread and dirty.
Politics. The stuff that makes the rich get richer, keeps the powerful in power. Look at why you're out in Santa Monica in the first place. 'Cause Prince LaCroix said so.
You follow not the laws of the jester?
Ah, kid, I never answered to no man in life. Now I sure as shit ain't taking orders from a vampire with a suit and a funny name. And when I die again, the devil's gonna have to cut me a deal if he wants my ass. Besides, I never trust anybody with an X in their name.
So, this guy, Smiling Jack, in the backstory for Vampire the Masquerade, he was a pirate. He fought in the American Revolution. He was a cowboy. He fought in World War I. He fought in World War II. And he's, in modern nights, he's a biker. He's one of those people that kind of just stays off the radar, so he hasn't really updated his identity or anything like that. He's just like a blip in the system. So, yeah, he doesn't have a social security number, doesn't have any way of being tracked. So, you know, he's just there. I mean, a lot of them have been through, you know, they've been through it. I mean, his story isn't entirely unique among the low clans of Vampire the Masquerade. He's a Bruja. They tend to cater toward being rebellious. If there's a cause, they're gonna go for it. They gotta rebel against the system. They are the main clan in what's called the Anarch movement of vampires. They rebel against the oppressive nature of the Camarilla. They believe in more of a meritocracy kind of approach, but in practice, there's a lot of different Anarch philosophies, and you know, it's not all 100% clear cut. But they basically don't want the oldest ones telling them how to live their life constantly. They believe, for the most part, it should be, you know, you earn it. You earn the right to have a place, or some of them are just like, you can do whatever you want, and there's no law, there's no rules, blah, blah, blah. The Camarilla is very much an age-based hierarchy, but both sides of them agree that the Masquerade is a good thing to have. The Masquerade is, you know, making sure that the mortal world does not know that supernatural things exist, because it makes it easier for everyone. Then there's the Sabbat, who we met and blew up a warehouse of theirs. The Sabbat believe in vampire supremacy. They don't care about the Masquerade. They don't care about keeping things hidden and tidy. They believe that humans exist to be cattle for the vampires, and vampires should rule over them. Why does the spider send his little fly to Santa Monica?
'Cause he never thought you'd make it back. If Nines didn't stand up for you in the courtroom, you would have been toast right there, man. Everybody knows that.
Why would the jester hate this little fly?
It's bullshit Camarilla law. You gotta get it approved before you sire anyone. Vampire population control, fascist crap. LaCroix wanted to look like the strong leader upholding the law.
So why has the spider not killed this little fly?
Public relations, man. Calculated risk. Vets who are born in a boardroom. When Nines called him out, LaCroix realized it was time to show a carefully measured dose of Camarilla compassion.
Have you public relations propensities?
Yeah, man, it's called kicking ass and crushing the skulls of any asshole who steps on my toes. That seems to work. People dig it.
Why does the Jester fear the shadow of Nines? Isn't he chief?
LaCroix is the boss of the Camarilla in L.A. That's it. LaCroix is the boss. That's rich.
Do you count yourself amongst the Camarilla? Even a jester may parade in the king's cloak. The jester's words are law, and I follow them. Even a jester may parade in the king's new cloak.
Facts are like this. The Camarilla need us to buy into their bullshit for any of their laws to mean dick. Now, telling free-living vampires they need to be ruled is a hard sell. So, the Camarilla baked up a play nicey plan. Show everyone how great they are, so we'll all just jump on board.
Explain this, everyone. Are the little demons jumping? May I mine your gray matter? Explain this, everyone.
The free living dead, kiddo. A lot of people like to use the label anarchs. What the hell that means? Anarchs. That's got a nice kick to it, though, huh?
I seek knowledge of these anarchs, childer of entropy.
That's us, so I'm told. What do you want to know?
How long have they raged against the machine?
Yeah, I could tell you about the history of the movement, about our struggle. What's any of that shit mean, anyway? Do we want to sit through history class here?
Power is knowing the past.
I'm no scholar, kid, but I've been around. Seen more and done more than most vampires ever will. I don't know that our situation is easy, but some things you gotta decide are worth fighting for.
How to win such a Gordian game?
Fight harder than the other son of a bitch. Every time I yank a jawbone from a skull and ram it in an eye socket, I know I'm building a better future.
Does Nines share your grisly visions?
You bet, kid.
Is Nines the chief of the Anarch tribe?
As much as anyone is. Nines is a stand-up guy. Takes the politics a little too seriously, though. Came up during the Great Depression, so his brain's wired to that shit.
That is another thing about vampires. They tend to get kind of stuck in their own era from when they were embraced. Nines being in the Great Depression is very much wired into, you know, the problems of the Great Depression. So he's familiar with the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer and stomping on the little guy and labor unions needing to be a thing, stuff like that. Basically what we have going on today. Roaring 20s then, roaring 20s now. History is repeating itself. But anyway, yeah, any of us get embraced and become vampires, right now we're gonna be Nines in 100 years. Well, there's also the delay. As far as I can tell, there's roughly about a, it's about a 20-second delay, give or take, between screen and here. And the rest of the wolves that run with Nines.
I'm not sure the story on most of them. Nines crew.
What blood runs in your veins?
Bruja. Most everyone here has Bruja blood.
The Bruja. My shadow darkens other domains. Farewell. What the? The voices in my head are making dog sounds. I've never heard them do that before.
You showed up. Good. Here's what I gotta tell you. And so you know, I don't lecture, I don't rap, I'm no bureaucrat. I'm just a guy out of nowhere came to be involved in something 500 times bigger than you and me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I did wait a moment. More.
You got a right to know the score. The Camarilla, this is the short of it. They operate a lot like a pyramid scheme. There's a bunch of these old-timers at the top with God only knows what plots in mind. They lose their power, they die. They sired more to carry out their plans. And looking for a little power, then those kindred sired for their own schemes, and so on and on and on. It hurts my head just thinking about the mess. And it works out to is this. Only a few people at the top have any real power.
Well, I said it was 20. Aren't we all just one big, happy family named Camarilla? The prince is not the head vampire. I would leave my head to listen, but my body must go when they are a set. Rebel without a clue. Don't you understand yet? The prince is not the head vampire?
Oh, shit. LaCroix's just the guy who backstabbed and wheeled and dealed his way into becoming king son of a bitch of all the local Camarilla. Him and any of the traitors that sided with the Cam want power here, they'll get what's due.
Let me hear your truth.
I learned the way of this world during the Depression. A bunch of old rich bastards screwed the country. But did they suffer? No. The little people suffered. You can't trust the people at the top. The world would be a better place without them. All you can do is get a group of people together who aren't assholes. Find a place to put your feet up and make some examples of the quote-unquote elite to keep the rest the hell out.
Interesting.
Everyone's an
I mean,
same thing this country used
I
to
have stream also open over here. Of course, my green screen wants to take it out. But, yeah, I usually count somewhere between like a 15 and a 20-second delay. Odd. Free state. Well, I usually just walk off with stuff anyhow.
The Camarilla was kicked out on their ass a long time ago. We, the anarchists, didn't want to play their politics anymore. Now LaCroix and crew pop in like they never left? No goddamn way. Their laws don't apply to us.
Meet with them, baloney all round. You and the prince don't golf on the weekends. Are you the prince of thieves, and are these your merry men?
Don't use me and Prince in the same sentence, man. I fought to keep LA free since I was embraced. A long time later, I'm one of the only ones left that hasn't bid it or switched sides. The most veteran soldier on the battlefield.
You and the prince don't golf on the weekends?
LaCroix represents everything I hate. The Camarilla, stuck-up aristocrats, rich businessmen, crooked politicians. The only place LaCroix belongs is in an urn.
Meet with them, baloney all round.
Got their meeting right here.
My mind is still soft. Any shape I should set it in.
Here's what I tell all the new blood. 1, you get careless, that blood will make you into a monster. If you rampage around here, you get put down. 2, don't kill when you feed. No reason to. In this city, there's lots of ways to slake the beast without leaving a trail of dead. 3, the Camarilla's full of shit. 4, watch your back, always. And lastly, learn how to fight. Because a speech ain't gonna save your ass when you're staring down the barrel of a shotgun.
Teach me the razzmatazz.
After picking your ass up off the pavement back there, yeah, I can tell you don't even know the basics. Hold your hands up like this, and keep your body at an angle. Makes you harder to hit. Keep your thumbs out of your fists and put your weight into your punches.
Free point and brawl. Interesting words. I will savor them.
You poor bastard. Listen, LA's the school of hard knocks, so keep your friends close and your enemies in a barbecue pit. Once you square things with LaCroix, don't give that son of a bitch the time of night. I got my eye on you, kid.
Ick, squishy.
Sabat chased you in here, Cammy?
3 seconds one way, at least according to the BTTV timer. I'm guessing there's a little ingest server delay too. Yeah, probably. You are the damsel of distress, yes?
I'm damsel. Someone talking shit about me over in that ivory tower? Who said it, huh? I'll kick their ass.
I love damsel. The only words spoken were in my head.
Lunatic. I give you a piece of my mind, seeing as how you're just another do-girl for the Camarilla. Shit. No amount of good sense penetrates that white noise you Malks call a brain, does it?
Something is plaguing you.
What? Weird you say that, yeah. You might say something is plaguing me. A plague bearer, as a matter of fact.
Plague bearer? This word is unfamiliar to me.
A plague bearer's a thing that doesn't care who they feed from. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. We can't get sick, but the kind can. And kindred that feed on them start spreading disease. Enough get sick, it's an epidemic. CDC's in town as we speak.
Can't you just shoo the dirty carrier pigeon away?
Seen old Yeller? May sound cruel, but it's necessary. If someone puts together 2 and 2 as to the real cause of an outbreak of bloodborne diseases, guess what happens? So the plague bearers gotta be found and put down. If the Camarilla really gives a damn, they'll help us out.
My neck owes a debt to the Anarchs. What shall I do?
One of our boys' ghouls, name's Paul, lives nearby in the Skyline Apartments. Been a stranger lately. Looked like death last time he was here. Said he didn't get bit, but maybe you can get more info out of him.
I will touch this ghoul in his mind's secret place.
Wait, if Paul's not talking, you might want to start questioning the
Lurk,
homeless
lurk,
spot.
lurk.
So many have been dying lately that it takes the city a few days to pick up the bodies.
I will spread my mind around the city of angels. See you, damn sail. Alright, and that is our Anarch friends here in the city. There's my nemesis, right there. Gargoyles. I think I need new armor. Fat Larry.
Baby girl, I saw you coming from down the street and I started praying to the Lord to find it in his heart to send you to me, and hallelujah if he didn't come through for me. Welcome to Fat Larry's Trucker Mag. I am the proprietor and salesman of the month several years in a row. The ladies call me, oh God, but you can call me Fat Larry with a F-A-T, cause there's more of me to love.
Are you a merchant of the ill-gotten, illegal, and inferior?
Oh man, you been feeding on the rock, girl? Nah, baby, I don't sell none of that no more. You got some crazy eyes on you. Believe me, I don't have to see the freeze-dried ice cream to know a space cadet when I see one.
Wow. A little overwhelmed by Fat Larry here. But I have so many loot cakes to fatten you.
Hey, so you like to pipe. Didn't say I wouldn't sell you nothing. Chill. Peep this gear I got.
I feel like a stone in a center store. Okay, got better clothes. Alright, equip the clothing. Yes! Mission accomplished. Oh god, she's new idle stance. But yeah, we've got the good old cowgirl assless chaps thing going on. Oh my fucking god, yup. Where is she? There she is. Because reasons. Yes. This is Malkavian outfit number 2. Beware. Hello, sir. That sign. Alright. I think, though, it is probably time to call it for the night, so we will save this. And we will come back to Malkavian Quest, I think a little bit more tomorrow in the afternoon, evening kind of time. And then I've got something to do tomorrow night, so I can't play this all the way through, but I can come back to it later in the evening. So yeah, we'll come back to the Malkavian Quest soon. So everyone, you have a good night, and I will see you all next time, I hope. Have a good one.